The Girl Who Lost Her Name. Every day on his way to school, Tom walked by a single strange door along the side of a wall. He always wondered where it led to. So one day he asked a passerby, "Excuse me, sir, do you know where this door leads to?" "I'm sorry," replied the man, looking puzzled. "What door?" Tom, confused, thanked the man as he left and turned his attention back to the strange, apparently invisible door on the wall. He slowly gravitated towards the door, and with a slight twist of the handle, the door cracked open. He entered a long, dark hallway and cautiously moved forward. He could see a door at the end of the hallway, lit by a small, odd-looking lamp. He opened the door and entered a small, barren room. At the center of the room, a girl was sitting at a table with a white tablecloth, drinking tea. To her left was a big hare, smoking a cigarette. "Good morning," greeted Tom.
"Good morning,"
replied the hare.
"Please take a seat."
Tom sat down and looked at the girl. She had sad-looking eyes. Tom asked her, "What's your name?" The girl started crying and scuffled away.
"Fool!"
snapped the hare.
"Did you really need to ask her that?"
I didn't know she would start crying. I just asked her name," Tom apologized.
"Indeed, her name,"
the hare mumbled to himself.
"She lost her name,"
he snapped again.
"and as long as she can't remember it, she has to stay forever in this room."
He puffed his cigarette.
"We're waiting for someone to call, you see."
The hare pointed to a telephone in the corner. "Who has to call her?" Tom asked.
"Call who?"
asked the hare. "The girl," replied Tom.
"What girl?"
asked the now excited hare. "The girl with no name," replied Tom, starting to get frustrated.
"Fool!"
hissed the hare.
"She will hear you,"
he whispered. After a long pause, the hare replied,
"We don't know. We hope one day the phone will ring and the caller will say her name. When that happens, she will be released."
I'd like to help her," Tom stammered. "Can I maybe—"
"You made her cry,"
said the hare, now getting grumpy.
"Now she'll cry for 35 hours. Fool! Get out of here."
Tom scurried out of the room, stumbled through the long hall, crashed through the door, and fell out on the street. Tom started walking home, thinking about the girl. He needed to find out who she was, so he could call her and tell her her name. But how can I ever find her name? There are so many names. The best place to start must be online, he thought, and hurried home, turned on his computer, and opened his web browser. "Common girl names," he typed, and of course he got an overwhelming amount of search results. Then he tried girl identity loss, and all of a sudden his screen started whirling and making outworldly shapes. Tom felt he was being pulled toward it. Bright colors surrounded him, and the screen got bigger and bigger and turned faster and faster. Tom was enveloped by a bright light as the world he knew faded away around him. He closed his eyes to shield them, and when he opened them again, he was in a whole different world. To be continued.